So in Chapter 8, we're going to talk about the fourth E, which is ease of political acceptability. So after we've looked at the effectiveness, the efficiency, and the equity, we need to get a better understanding of who's likely to support the policy or oppose the policy. And the way we do this is by looking at the different stakeholder groups, the ones who are impacted by the policy, those who might have some other objection to the policy that may or may not be part of our stakeholders, and see what it is that they have to say. So when we analyze ease of political acceptability, we focus on the 3 Ps. Those are power, position, and priority. So some of those interested in a particular policy are going to have more power than others. For example, somebody who is the manager of the Women with Infants and Children program is going to have more power than one of the women who might be impacted by that program, who might participate in that program. Their position, what they say they think about a particular policy option, so in our case, looking at digital options versus travel vouchers, can make a big difference in terms of whether or not the policy is likely to occur. And the third P is priority, because just because somebody has a position and they have power doesn't mean that they care enough about it to take time out of all the other issues that are out there to really take action. So in ease of political acceptability, we want to make sure we understand those 3 Ps: power, position, and priority. And by understanding these, we will have a better assessment of the pros and cons in our ease of political acceptability analysis. So in the case of our WIC program, where we're looking at these 2 options, the first option, again, is the status quo. That's the current policy. And again, it's important to remember that from an ease of political acceptability standpoint, that's the easiest option for policymakers. Not taking any action is easy. It's already been accepted, it's already in the works. And so it's really hard in ease of acceptability to go beyond that. In the case of our first alternative to the status quo, the digital benefit option, that option has the advantage that it has already been tried. So during the pandemic, because many programs had to figure out a way so that the women with infants and children could get food when they could not make it to an office, digital options were set up in a number of states. So analysts compared what happened in the states that gave the digital option to women and those that did not. Because of this, we know that the program works. And because we know the program works, that increases its ease of political acceptability, because it has already gone through some of those challenges of looking at those 3 Ps in terms of the people in power taking a position and deciding whether or not it's a priority or not. The same is not true of our third option, which is the voucher program. We weren't able to find another program in the United States that really used this as an option. There were a few minor occurrences, but it hasn't gone through that sort of trial and error to see whether or not people are willing to accept it and look at the degree of opposition to the program or the degree of support. And because of this, ease of political acceptability is a higher barrier for travel vouchers than it is for our alternative, which is the digital option. But the digital option is going to be harder still than the status quo, which is not taking any additional action. So now we've done our 4 E's: effectiveness, efficiency, equity, and ease of political acceptability. And in our next step, we're going to synthesize all that information together. And we'll discuss that in the next chapter.